We are at Cathedral Pipes. Those don't look like pipes out of a cathedral.
No.
What do you do?
I build and design microphones and preamplifiers.
All right, so that's the preamp.
No, these are
What
the
is that?
power supplies for the microphones. So because these are vacuum tube condenser recording microphones,
Okay.
they need quite a bit more power than
All right.
just a phantom power. You have to provide a separate power supply for those.
So obviously I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You're the expert.
So we make 3 different microphones at Cathedral Pipes.
Okay.
2 of which are vacuum tube based microphones.
All right.
These are the vacuum tube microphones. They're for recording in a recording studio, not for live applications.
Okay.
And the power supplies, like I pointed out, are down below for those 2. And if we go over here to the sound booth, you can see all 3 of them in action. This one on the left is our highest end vacuum tube microphone called the Notre Dame. And the next one is called the Regensburg. It is also a vacuum tube condenser microphone. And the third one is a FET, meaning there's no tube inside it. So what we've done is we've taken the Notre Dame and we pulled the tube out, changed the circuit around to make it more portable and more convenient, and tried to retain as much of that vintage, warm, open vacuum tube microphone sound that you would get.
They're actually pretty attractive too.
Well, that was
I mean,
that's the thing that kind of sets us apart, is that we really wanted to make it look different, unique, something that people will notice when they come to your studio. We find that most people just want one really good mic and one really good preamplifier, at least these days, because they just track and then they mix in the box later. So something that's a showpiece for your studio, really.
so is your forte actually the circuitry, or do you make the capsule too, or?
We make everything
You do?
right here in Orange County. So
Wow.
something that sets
Actually,
us
that's
apart
pretty unique.
is the fact that we make everything locally. So I'm based in Huntington Beach. Adam, my partner's in LA. We machine everything in Anaheim, where we're at right now, on Lake Forest, which is down the road, and one other spot, which is by Lake Forest, called Mission Viejo. So the capsule I make myself. That's done at a little machine shop. They only do small little zero tolerance parts. The bodies are machined at a traditional spot, and the sheet metal for the power supplies are done in a sheet metal shop.
Well, that's pretty unique. That means you probably aren't facing supply issues like other people.
No, not at all. The only issues I face is if one of the people that do these things for me just drop off the map. For instance, the fellow that paints the Notre Dames.
Right.
His main gig is he paints and specializes in lowriders. You know, the cars that jump with the fades and stuff. And so he's an expert at painting fades. But I haven't heard from him in like 6 months, so.
Yeah, but it's still awesome that you're all domestically based. I mean, you're not dependent on other channels of distribution or overseas or anything. So I think that's a survival tool today.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you can't stay in business unless you're doing what you're doing.
And it lets me keep quality control.
Also,
I can tell them what I want, and they're local, they'll do it. They'll give me the quality I want. You know, people put more pride into what they're doing. They're local, and you meet face to face.
Right. Do you make your own cables then too for them?
We do make our own cables, and this is done. There's one factory in the world that will do this, and it's a special kind of cable called OCC, which is Ono Continuous Cast Copper. It's the kind of cables that you find in hi-fi stereos by some other companies. So everybody that does those kind of hi-fi stereo cables, and they charge hundreds of dollars for them, they all make them with the same material at the same factory. And I wasn't much of a believer, to tell you the truth, of that. I thought that was kind of snake oil, like, oh. But then we did do some blind testing.
Makes a difference.
And it really does make a difference. We thought, we've got to provide this with our microphone. Just a little something else that sets us apart. And we also make a preamplifier.
Oh, you do?
And
where's that at?
That's right here. So this is a tube preamplifier. It's modeled after the old Abbey Road tube pre's.
That's extremely attractive.
So, again,
I mean, aesthetic value, that's awesome. I mean,
Right. So again, we were looking to something that you would just get away from the 19-inch rack space thing that's in the back of the room.
Right.
You know, something you can put on your desk as more of a showpiece and had the quality of sound that people were looking for. Looking at, again, hi-fi stereo equipment with the tube sticking out of it that you have on your record player or something.
Right.
This is the inspiration behind that. These are microphone booster boxes, and they take a dynamic microphone like a Shure stage mic, like a 58 or 57, or even an SM7B that people often use for podcasting nowadays, and they'll boost it up 25 dB.
Oh, okay.
And it's very clean gain. It's just a real good problem solver.
Oh, I assume this isn't a product you make. It just happens to be rented on the counter.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do with that in my studio unless a musician got sick or something and had to throw it.
Well, we've been around for 11 years, and we've been doing the NAMM show for 11 years as well. This was full of candy when the NAMM show started. Just a little lure to get people in.
I don't know if I'm ready for it in my little studio at this point, but I mean, I'm just recording my own stuff in my house.
You are our main customer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
People like me, huh?
Because, well, your type is really our main customer because we only sell direct. We don't go through retailers or distribution yet. We're able to keep the prices really low for this type of product.
Huh.
It's accessible now to the home recording engineer.
So, your card, in case you didn't see it, Cathedral Pipes.
That's Adam, and I'm Charles.
Oh, I want Charles because I talked to you.
Well, Adam is cool too.
Fine, I'll take Adam too.
It was great meeting you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thanks for stopping by.